if he doesn't have a Clay or a Draymond, he doesn't have enough, he's not going to be able to do it. The Houston Rockets, on the other hand, have James Harden, who you just spent a segment foolishly arguing as the third best player in basketball.
Make your mind up. Make your mind up. Make your mind up. You like him or you don't like him.
And CP3, who is a great player, who when healthy, and because of the timing of CP3's injury, he may actually be better off for getting ready for the playoffs, like as a healthy CP3. And a coach who's coached them all in this system they're familiar with that works, and a GM who's likely to acquire some help for the perimeter defense at the trade deadline. I think the Rockets remain the biggest threat to the Lakers, provided health. I think now, if Magic makes a move at the trade deadline, brings in an all-star caliber player, I'll change my tune. It's much harder to bring in an all-star caliber player for Magic to do that than it is for Daryl Morey to go get a Trevor Ariza type. I like the Rockets.
I'm going to say this because I was just in this situation last year, okay, as assistant coach with the Cleveland Cavaliers. We had good players. We didn't have all-star players. Kevin Love's an all-star, but he was in and out of the lineup. We had Rodney Hood. We had Jordan Clarkson, George Hill, who are all good players, okay? I look at this Laker team as having good players, okay? And I've seen LeBron James do incredible things with less talent, okay? I go all the way back to 2007, the team that I was on, okay? We went to the NBA Finals.
Better Eastern Conference, by the way, than people remember that year.
Exactly.
Yep.
And we beat the Detroit Pistons in the conference finals. Daniel Gibson has this crazy game shooting threes, and we make it to the finals. So I've seen LeBron take lesser talent to deeper places. So I see them with being healthy with the players that they have because they're good players. They're not all-star players. They're good players. And he can go against the Warriors and give them a challenge or run for their money in a 7-game series. That's just my opinion.
No, that's a fact. LeBron and the Lakers are by far the biggest challenge to Golden State. For one, if you're going to talk Rockets, they don't have the personnel. They don't defend. Chris ain't getting no healthier. He ain't just going to pop. This isn't an accident. Oh, he fluke hurt his hand. It ain't going to be the Rockets unless they acquire a guy by the name of Jimmy Butler. Oh, Jimmy's on the table. Not happening. Let's break down the Lakers. What those young guys are going to do, they're going to develop. They're going to get better. One of the huge weaknesses that Golden State has, and they've always been exploited by LeBron, was the paint. Guess what the Lakers go out and get? Their big man who held it down last year.
Three of them. They got 3 of them.
Yeah. Oh, we'll count 2. We'll get Tyson Chandler, NBA champion. He can give you some minutes. Maybe he's not the same Tyson you remember, but he's good enough.
Good.
JaVale McGee. I think he's up there leading the league in block shots. He at least top 5. Yeah. And LeBron, who's going to eat.
Zubac was balling last night.
Zub was balling. Yeah. I don't know how Zub is going to guard that pick and roll in the finals. Okay, I don't know he's going to guard that pick and roll. But you got 2 guys who are capable. LeBron's going to get in that paint. Oh, Luke Walton. Guess what he knows? The personnel and plays of the Golden State Warriors better than anybody. And like you said, D. Jones, you give LeBron James just enough. And not to mention, I expect the Lakers to make a move. There's going to be a guy who gets bought out, a trade that's on the table, something that comes along. Maybe it's JR gets out this deal, as you brought up earlier. And LeBron goes and says, come on, man, because I know you can ride out. I know I can rely on you in the playoffs. I know I can rely on you in big moments. So can you please not name the Rockets, not name anybody else that's a threat? I think you forgot how good LeBron is.
Here's the thing
I think
about
you watch the regular season, you forget how good he is.
Here's the thing about the Rockets, though. Rockets should have won the championship, I think, last year. They had the best record in the league. They had home court for Game 7. One of their 2 best players wasn't available. They had the worst three-point shooting night in history, and they lost by single digits.
Yeah,
I'm saying they did get worse, and I don't think they're going to beat the Warriors. I'm just saying I still think if and when they're firing on all cylinders, they'll pose the biggest threat.
Which way are they trending?
You make a good point about the Lakers. Let me say this about your point that you had good players last year on Cleveland. No, you didn't. You had one player in Kevin Love who was an all-star. So I have a star system that I talk about all the time. 5 stars is MVP, 4 is all-star, 3 is a starter, 2 is rotation, 1 is Ryan Hogg. No, 1 is.
Come on, man. He's better than a 1.
Yeah, listen, he played in the league for 11 years.
Yeah,
that's my guy. Listen, I'm saying that you didn't have a single other 3-star player on that team last year. they had 2.5s. Like Rodney Hood, all these guys, they're not really starters on most teams. They're rotation pieces. They're legit rotation pieces, maybe trending towards starters if you have super strong squad around them. Coach, they're not really starters. Let's be honest. The Lakers have more 3-star guys than that. Kuzma's better than anyone other than Kevin Love, that's not LeBron, on that team last year. So is Ingram. Those two are both better, but they're not all-star caliber players. You are not going up against a team with 2 MVP caliber players, 2 5s, and a 4 in Clay, and a guy in Draymond who's regressed, but at least is a starter. You're not going to go up against that firepower with LeBron James and some starters. You need more. That team needs more.
Listen. I'm going to go to the 2015 finals now, okay? Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving were both out, okay?
No doubt.
And we were starting Matthew Dellavedova.
Yup.
Okay. Richard Jefferson.
Hell of an argument.
Okay. And we took the Warriors.
Coach, can I say just one thing about that?
I'm listening.
That was pre-KD. So that team, you're right. LeBron's greatest performance maybe in his career is taking that Warriors team 6 games with his second best player, Matthew Dellavedova. That's when I was like, okay, I thought Steph was better than LeBron. I apologize, everybody. That's not the case, right? It's just not the case. But that Warriors team added Kevin Durant. There's so much firepower, it's just not the same. Am I wrong? Am I lying?
No, I mean, you're right. But
I think you're making the point that LeBron James is the biggest threat to the Warriors. You agreeing with us?
No.
You just agree with us, Max.
If he had another player.
You just agreed how bad they were. You agree with us.
If you had another player who was on the level of some of the guys I mentioned,
Warriors,
they don't.
This ain't the same Warriors.
Now
Yes, but the Rockets have
saying
Harden
stuff
and
over and over
CP3.
again. That was one of the games on
Ain't the
Christmas
same
Day.
Rockets.
Let's get